Welcome to Hybus News. My name is Suresh Kochatal. The Mahindra Group today launched the Mahindra University, which is focused on offering world-class futuristic education in India. The university's mission is to develop multi-skilled leaders capable of reflection as well as innovation and ones who are ethical and empathetic. To drive a meaningful shift in the way the higher education is imparted in this country, Mahindra University will drive interdisciplinary academic excellence, integrating the study of science and technology with humanities, ethics, philosophy, and design. It will operate as an autonomous university with its contemporary new age curricula being curated to fully leverage emerging technologies like data science, blockchain, and data analytics. Mahindra University will uniquely enable the holistic development of students, combining the emotional intelligence, which is a right brain, and the artificial intelligence, which is your left brain paradigms. The sprawling 130-acre multidisciplinary campus in Hyderabad will offer undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD courses. Mahindra University includes the Ecole Central School of Engineering that was set up in 2014 in Hyderabad. Mahindra University is part of the Mahindra Educational Institution, a not-for-profit subsidiary of Tech Mahindra. It reflects the standards and reputation among the entire Mahindra Group, mirroring the core purpose of driving positive change in the lives of both people and communities, enabling them to rise. The university will also be a platform to balance education with real-world experience through entrepreneurial projects to solve complex challenges facing the society today. This, combined with the provision of extracurricular activities like sports and music, will help revolutionize higher education for millennials and help build a hyper-skilled, future-ready talent pool. In keeping with the COVID-19 regulations, it was an online launch which was hosted by the differently abled right activist Dr. Malavika Iyer. The galaxy of speakers at the launch included Anand Mahindra, Chairman Mahindra Group and Chancellor of Mahindra University. A person who pulls no punches when it comes to expressing his opinion in public, especially on Twitter. Let's hear what Mr. Anand Mahindra had to say about the launch of Mahindra University.
Now, I've lost count of the number of launches I've had the privilege of attending, but never before have I felt the sense of momentousness, the sense of embarking on a great new adventure that I feel today, because we are truly opening a new page in the story of higher education in our country, which is why it's an absolute honor and a great privilege for me to tell you that we have received this morning a message of good wishes and congratulations from our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, and I have the honor of reading it out to you, if I may. The Prime Minister says that the launch of a university by the Mahindra Group is an admirable initiative. Heartiest congratulations and best wishes on this occasion. Education and knowledge are the cornerstones of growth and progress of any nation or society. The university does not merely impart education, but lays the foundation of character building and nation building among the future citizens of this country. It expands the thinking horizons of students and enables them to make a meaningful contribution to society and the nation. Today, technology and innovation have become the driving force in every field of activity. The leveraging of technology to take education to the people will lead to the true empowerment of the people, particularly the underprivileged and disadvantaged sections of society. This noble gesture of the Mahindra Group will surely go a long way in providing quality and value-based education to students and also equip them for the larger battles in life. Greetings and best wishes to the Mahindra Group for the online launch of the university. At a time when the world is overcoming the challenge posed by the coronavirus pandemic, the online launch of the university is a thoughtful and enterprising initiative. May the university grow from strength to strength and contribute to nation building. Signed, Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India. Thank you again, Honorable Prime Minister, on behalf of all of us at Mahindra University. I hope this is going to be a page that will bring global standards of excellence to Telangana and to India. and give our bright people the education they deserve. I have to say, this is an emotional moment for me because I, like Vineet and CP, I'm also witnessing a dream coming true. And it's a dream that spans 3 generations. Because at the turn of the 20th century, 2 young men dreamed very big dreams in a very small town in Punjab. My grandfather, J.C. Mahendra, and his brother, K.C. Mahendra, prospered, but they never forgot that it was their education that was the very foundation of their success. And they saw education as vital to the future of independent India and, quote unquote, paid it forward by embedding a passion for education in the philosophy and activities of the company they founded. The Mahendra Education Trust, later known as the K.C. Mahendra Education Trust, was founded in 1953 by K.C. Mahendra with the objective of promoting and encouraging engineering education among Indians by awarding scholarships to Indians to undertake engineering studies abroad. Later, my father Harish Mahendra and my uncle Keshav Mahendra continued the good work. In fact, I have to say my uncle Keshav Mahendra has long been an inspiration and a mentor in all our educational endeavors. And even today, at the age of 96, he takes a lively interest in all things educational. He continues to serve as the chairman of the United World College Mahendra College Board. He enjoys the KCMET scholarship interviews every year and has never missed any session. So if anyone's more excited than I am about the Mahendra University, it is my uncle Keshav. I'm honored, therefore, to convey his blessings and good wishes as well today. And I must also remember another passionate educationist, my mother Indira. She was a feminist, a writer, and a teacher. Before marriage, she taught at the Isabella Thoburn College in Lucknow. And for her, education was a magic mantra, particularly in changing the lives of women. And that belief in the value of education was passed on to me and has influenced not just me, but all my colleagues in the Mahendra Group. Now, we run schools ranging from conventional schools to the International Mahendra United World College. We impart vocational life skills through our pride schools and the programs of the Tech Mahendra Foundation. We have supported 4.5 lakh girls to pursue their school education through the Nanhi Kali initiative. And we've helped hundreds of bright students to pursue their studies abroad. And each time I sat through those interviews, I would wonder why it was necessary to send our brightest young people abroad. And I would envision a time when we would offer them an education worthy of their talents right here in India. So it's a delightful irony that an educational effort that started by encouraging students to study abroad is today endeavoring to keep them at home by bringing them the best that the world has to offer right at their own doorstep. Now, there have been many midwives in the birth of Mahendra University. The Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana, Shri K. Chandrasekhar Rao, and his government are pursuing a far-sighted and enlightened policy in enabling the creation of 5 fully funded autonomous universities in the state. And I'm proud to say that Mahendra University is the first of these universities to see the light of day. I want to thank the Chief Minister, KTR, and your colleagues and assure you that the Mahendra University will add luster to the educational achievements of the state of Telangana. I must pay tribute to my colleague of many years, Vineet Nair, who one day, many years ago, barged into my office, thumped on the table, and convinced me that Mahendra's duty, given its long history of educational philanthropy, was to contribute to India's quality education needs in a big way. And really, it's thanks to his vision and his perseverance that the Mahendra École Centrale was established in 2014, which frankly will form the nucleus of Mahendra University. Vineet, of course, will continue to be deeply engaged with Mahendra University. And I must thank my colleague and Vineet's accomplice, the dynamic CP Gurnani, whose enthusiasm, energy, and implementation skills have brought us to this day. Vineet, CP, I owe you a deep debt of gratitude. The next 3 years is going to see the Mahendra University grow apace, and we plan to add many new schools specializing in a wide range of disciplines. But if Mahendra University is to be a truly outstanding 21st century philosophy, its whole must be greater than the sum of its parts. The word university comes from a combination of two Latin words, universus, meaning whole, H-W-O-L-E, and not H-W-L-O-E, one would think, but W-H-O-L-E, and veritas, meaning truth. It can be elegantly translated as seeking truth together. That's what I believe the Mahendra University will be, a community of teachers and scholars who seek truth together. If universe means whole, then an ideal education must nurture the whole person.
Next, we have CP Gurnani, Managing Director and CEO of Tech Mahindra, a driving force behind Mahindra Ecole and now Mahindra University. He will be speaking next.
On the birth of Mahindra University. Like in every important event in life, there are always a few stories. The way the legend goes is, Vineet and I, when we had come, even before acquiring Satyam to Bahadurpally campus of then Satyam, we were very proudly shown that this is where the presidents of India, chief ministers, and various country heads have even visited. And I guess that did not impress us as much as what impressed us was there was a skeleton of a small building, which is now the Vice Chancellor's office and the main block. And Vineet and I both said, this is where we should have a engineering college which will train the future engineers and future leaders of India. Obviously, with Vineet, it is never that simple. And Vineet came from a liberal arts background. And the next 1 hour, my argument was that Vineet, we spent 7 months to train a person who has already come out of an engineering college. We try and imbibe leadership, personality skills. And his point was that you don't have to spend that 7 months if you had a liberal arts graduate. I mean, it's no secret that Vineet is a liberal arts graduate. He comes from liberal arts and humanities background, and I'm an engineer. Well, that argument finally got settled by saying, let's start with the engineering college, and we will eventually, as they say, inshallah, convert it into Mahindra University. And I personally, over these years, now as you would remember, this was 2009, it took us a little bit of an effort to find a suitable partner, to bring the Satyam ship into a full sail mode. And in 2014 is when the Mahindra Ecole Central was born. Now, around that time, it's again 2014, I meet the Honorable Chief Minister, and I, do share with him that this is the Mahindra Ecole Central, and this is what we are doing. I mean, if you all recall, his first term of the state was also born, I think, KTR, it is 2014, and Mahindra Ecole Central was 2014, and Honorable Minister had also taken charge in 2014. So Honorable Chief Minister's first part was, we have too many small colleges who may or may not be doing well, and they do not augur to the image of Telangana. I want you to be known as the next ISB or better than ISB. Now, this was, the Honorable Chief Minister's vision when I met him in 2014. And I did promise him, sir, we believe we will reimagine the education. And I am so glad today that the dream that Vineet and I shared with Anand in 2009, the dream that KCR, who's the Honorable Chief Minister, passed on to us, is today a reality. Now, it is also another coincidence. Another coincidence is that the day we legally acquired Satyam, the day the result was announced, it was 13th of April 2009, and it happened to be my daughter's birthday. And today, and I believe me, it is a coincidence that it is 24th of July 2020, but 24th of July is KTR's birthday too. So guys, birthday of Mahindra University, birthday of KTR, and one more confession. It also happens to be my son's birthday. So my son Ashish Gurnani does keep company with you, KTR. And KTR, on behalf of Mahindra Group, I welcome you. I welcome all the dignitaries who have spent and given us the motivation to continue on this journey of reimagining education. And KTR, on behalf of Mahindra Group, I will keep the bouquet and I'm presenting it to you.
Very much.
And Kate, and again, I again want to thank each and every one of you for helping us and motivating us through the journey. Particularly want to thank Mrs. Chitra Ramachandran, the Education Secretary, and Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, who is now the Vice Chancellor of JNTU. Until yesterday, as long as we were Mahindra Equal, we were part of JNTU. So again, thank you for housing us as a part of JNTU. And subsequently, we are also grateful that we will together fulfill each other's dream to create future leaders. Thank you so much, and thanks again.
For Mr. Gurnani, Hyderabad has a special meaning. For it was here that Tech Mahindra took over Satyam Computers and turned it around. It was a period that no one will forget. And I'm sure Mr. Gurnani thought of setting up the Mahindra University right here in Hyderabad. Next, we have Dr. Yash Madhuri, Vice Chancellor of Mahindra University, and the man who will be leading a team of estimated 4,000 plus students and over 300 faculty members. He is really in the hot seat, and surely he will deliver the results.
As our former late President Abdul Kalam put it, all of us do not have equal talents, but all of us have an equal opportunity to develop our talents. And if we add intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. And as we unveil a university today in front of our friends, mentors, and well-wishers, I'd like to reiterate that this is what we aim to achieve: an education that imparts skills, teaches thinking, and helps build character, so that each student can positively contribute to the society and to the world. As CP put it, what began 6 years ago was a College of Engineering, an institution striving to make a qualitative difference in the way technical education is imparted to students in India, has today culminated in the launch of the university, a university of the future, a multidisciplinary global university. We have been striving to lead from the front through our journey in education. Our unique pedagogy at the Ecole Centrale College of Engineering ensured that we became one of the best and most sought-after engineering education options for students. Our tie-up with Ecole Centrale France focused on ensuring that our students became global practitioners in engineering. We introduced Flip Education, wherein the emphasis was to engage students through discussions and collaborative thinking and move them away from the bookish knowledge and rote methodology. Today, the University of the Future will have a holistic approach to education and will use technology to revolutionize the way millennials are studying by combining AI and EI. May I expand artificial intelligence and emotional intelligence to optimize learning in each of our schools. Our plan is to grow to an estimated 4,000 plus students along with around 350 faculty across various schools over the next 5 to 7 years. Besides the Ecole Centrale School of Engineering, we'll be providing for quality education in the School of Management, School of Law, School of Design, School of Media and Liberal Arts, and the Indira Mahindra School of Education over the next 2 to 4 years. What will make us stand out? What will make us stand out amongst this huge number of universities in India? We shall focus on special elements transversal to all undergraduate degrees, irrespective of the major, such as creating an entrepreneurial mindset, EI and leadership, communication, creativity, critical thinking, digital humanities, as well as enabling AI, data science, and inference in all students. We have planned for cutting-edge interdisciplinary majors across the board, from artificial intelligence and computational mathematics to nanotechnology and computational biology, from data analytics and economics to computation and media, with the sole focus being that programs on offer shall be interdisciplinary, shall be contemporary, as well as those with specific synergies between majors. An educational organization is only as good as its educationists. To help us grow, we have enlisted the help of a talented faculty pool, all of whom have doctoral degrees from the IITs, IISc, and leading overseas campuses. In addition, we have international faculty visiting us regularly from our Central friends in France, from the University of Texas at Austin, University of Florida in the US, and the University of California at Davis, and many others. We have established big partnerships. Besides the Central Group in France, we have a tie-up with Babson College, USA, the world's #1 school for entrepreneurship. We have got into a tie-up with the University of Florida in Gainesville. We're looking at tie-ups with Japan, and the list is endless. In addition, we have memoranda of understanding with state government and also leading research departments of the government for developing COEs, example, AI, cybersecurity, etc. One of our founding principles is a strong focus on quality research in interdisciplinary fields. We will promote research at an institutional level so that we can focus on actual problem solving and contribute to the rise of a new India. Our unwavering commitment to quality research has made us allocate sizable resources to the activity as well as create well-equipped research infrastructure and modern labs. And when we talk about modern labs, I have to mention the NVIDIA AI Supercomputing Lab, our VLSI Lab, our Automotive Systems and Internal Combustion Engines Lab, the Center for Robotics, and again, so on and so on. We've already set up 3 centers of excellence, focusing on AI, focusing on entrepreneurship, because after all, we want to create an entrepreneurial mindset at Mahindra University, and a center for sustainable infrastructure and systems. More and more centers of excellence will be added on as we keep moving on and moving on and on. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Yeats set this way back, and we at the University of the Future will endeavor to always light this fire through critical thinking, focus on innovation, and opening up of our students' horizons. Here's to a new beginning and a new era in education. Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Next, we have Vineet Nair, Chairman, Mahindra Educational Institutions, and the man behind this idea of starting a university of this scale and size.
After listening to such erudite people, especially Minister for Information Technology, I feel I have very little to say or to add. I think listening to the minister was one of the finest things I've seen or heard for a long time. I will just raise one issue. That is, what are we doing for people not so privileged to be able to join this university? What are we doing about regions which have been somewhat neglected in the Indian Union for getting this quality of education? I see that as mine and our next challenge. Yes, we have made some provisions for subsidizing education of specific category of individuals. But that, I believe, is hugely inadequate. This institution does not only need to create opportunities, it has to create opportunities for all meritorious individuals who want to seek admission. Add to that the fact that there are certain regions in India which are completely untouched by quality education for multiple reasons. Take J&K, take the Northeast. There is no dearth of talent there. What is lacking is opportunities. If we are going to create such a class institution, I feel we would have failed in our endeavor if this segment of people, individuals, are not part of this institution. So my next goal is only one. With our extremely competent Vice Chancellor, he doesn't require help. So my basic focus will be on securing money, securing donations, so that we could fund individual students, bright and young, who live in these peripheral regions, more or less. I would like to see women reaching at least 40% of the population in our university. So I think I'm going to end it here by saying that if you ask me what is going to be my focus over the next 2 to 3 years, it's only going to be how do we bring those have-nots into the mainstream and bring about a level of equality which this country has lacked and continues to lack for such a long time. I hope you folks will help me. I will be coming to you, Minister. I will be coming to all other people to see how we can create such a system and at least get 40% women and about 20 to 25% people from the neglected regions. Thank you.
Why Hyderabad? That's a question many of us would ask, and definitely Mr. Gurnani had an answer for that. Why Hyderabad? But I'm sure we would like to listen to K.T. Rama Rao now, Honorable Minister of Industries, Municipal Administration, Information Technology and Communication, Government of Telangana. He is naturally excited to see the first of the 5 mammoth universities, private universities, if we can call it that. And surely he has a couple of things to say to Mr. Anand Mahindra himself.
Firstly, let me congratulate the Mahindra Group and Shri Anand Mahindra ji, for this brilliant initiative. I believe Mahindra Group has been known, as a group which strives for excellence in every walk of life. And I do believe, like Anandji pointed out, this also will go a long way in your strive for excellence, sir. Anandji, before I go into my formal comments, I would like to, recollect, a specific tweet from you that I saw a while ago. The Government of India, in fact, after the India-China skirmish on the border, had decided to ban about 59 digital apps. The whole country and the countrymen, of course, have complied. But I saw this one specific tweet from a Chinese gentleman called as Hu Xin, who had said, well, even if Chinese people want to boycott Indian products, they can't really find many Indian goods. And he also went on to say, Indian friends, you need to have some things that are more important than nationalism. To which, sir, you have responded. And I think you're the only one from India Inc. who has responded, really. Responding saying, I suspect this comment might very well be the most effective and motivating rallying cry that India Inc. has ever received. Thank you for the provocation. We will rise to the occasion. That was your comment. That was your very, very terse tweet to this, and a very very honorably and very, very respectfully put, sir. Sir, I would want only one thing, I would want to draw your attention to one thing. We all hear about these amazing stories. The one you pointed out, for instance, Nalanda. I met a very senior and a very, very rich businessman in Mumbai some time back, say 1 year ago. He told me a very fascinating story. He said, now my wife asked me as to how long do you suppose people will remember your enterprise after you're gone? He thought for a minute. He said, possibly 100 years. This is a very large business conglomerate, sir. I'm going to share the name with you in private, but not online right here. He said possibly 100 years, maybe 200 years. His wife smiled at him and then asked him a very, very innocuous question. She said, can you recall the name of one enterprise from about 1,000 years ago? He obviously drew a blank. He couldn't come out with any name. But then she smiled and told him, you've made enough money. I think now is the time for you to come out with something extremely meaningful and extremely long-lasting. We still recall the names of Nalanda. We still recall the name of Taxila. We still recall the names of some amazing universities from which, like you said, have been founded in India and have been bedrocks of innovation for generations and ages. So she goaded him to go into this space. So, sir, the passion that you exude in everything that you do, and as you also fondly recalled, Mr. K.C. Mahindra, and also your parents and your grandparents and your mom, who was a teacher also, I would urge you to focus on 5 things in this Mahindra University. Before I go into that, let me also convey the good wishes from our Honorable Chief Minister. As CP pointed out, when the whole idea of Mahindra University was being discussed with Honorable Chief Minister, he only said one thing. He said, please don't be a run-of-the-mill university. Ensure that you focus on skill. Ensure that you focus on aligning with the market needs, on aligning with what India needs, really, end of the day. That is what he wanted to convey. And I regret that he could not join us today because he's actually away from Hyderabad. But he sends his best regards and best wishes, of course. Let me just get into what I would like to see Mahindra University do. Sir, I have 5 very specific proposals, 5 specific suggestions, if I may. Firstly, sir, I think universities and the top-notch universities of the world have been known as the ones we talk about, the ones we refer to very respectfully. The Stanfords, the Harvards, the MITs have been the bedrock of innovation, in a variety of fields. I would want Mahindra University, to be one of those universities which encourages innovation in a big way, which encourages innovation, going back to what your tweet said, which encourages more enterprises, more entrepreneurs, more innovation in every walk of life. Let innovation be the bedrock of Mahindra University's founding principles and guiding, let it be the guiding light going forward is one request I have for you, sir. The second request I have for you and Dr. Yash Meduri. Now, online education after COVID, we've all been so dependent and extremely reliant on virtual teaching, virtual health, and virtual everything, virtual conferencing and virtual everything. Once we have online education and better connectivity, I think campus-based faculty, of course, will continue to remain important, and direct engagement, physical engagement with students will continue to remain paramount. But at the same time, I think we should strive and get the best academicians from anywhere in the world to become a part of this university, and they should be encouraged with remote lectures, interactive sessions, virtual mentoring sessions, etc. Let the best minds in the world engage with your students, engage with your teachers and your faculty, and let the best minds, not only in academics, but also in industry and in business, encourage your youngsters in Mahindra University to strive for dizzying heights, strive for excellence, and pursue their entrepreneurial ambitions. Thirdly, sir, I would also urge Mahindra Group to start looking at a model like in Germany, where they pursue a dual model where work as an apprenticeship, practice school mode is combined and given enough course credits so that the students actually have a hands-on experience while they actually graduate and eventually join the workforce. I would urge you, sir, and also the team which is leading Mahindra University to start looking at this option of encouraging your students by way of giving them course credits and engaging with the ecosystem around Hyderabad and in Telangana and across India as well. Fourthly, I'd been to Japan recently, sir. one of the things they take a lot of pride in, Japanese, is their culture of engineering, their culture of manufacturing, and their culture of overall on enterprise. They also, in fact, were very, very elaborate when they told me about this fantastic initiative of theirs called as the Advanced Institutes of Manufacturing. Anandji, you are, of course, fundamental and instrumental in Telangana, being home to a large number of tractors, Mahindra tractors being manufactured out of our state. More than 150,000 tractors today are being manufactured from the Zahirabad unit of Mahindra and Mahindra right here in our state. What would go a long way, sir, is if we can actually combine your manufacturing expertise and set up an Advanced Institute of Manufacturing as a part of Mahindra University, so that your university students also get a real-world experience, a real-world understanding, and real-world exposure to the finer aspects of manufacturing. I think it will go a long way, not only in creating a continuous pool of human resources, but also in furthering the cause of Make in India and Make in Telangana, and make for the world, not just for ourselves within India. And lastly, sir, let me quickly sum up and quickly add. Our Special Chief Secretary, Srimati Chitra Ramchandran, is here with us, and the Vice Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, under whom more than 200 engineering colleges are currently structured and under whom they are covered. Mr. Jayesh Ranjan is also here. As a nation, I think we are obsessed with examinations. As a nation, we are obsessed with quizzes. As a nation, we are obsessed in getting our children, of course, the much needed education, but through an intense and a very, very laborious sort of a program, which I think is causing a great deal of stress to our young children and youngsters in our country. I would urge Mahindra University to look at, possibly getting away from this obsession with exams and obsessive focus on examinations. I'm not saying completely do away with it, but at the same time, I think a right balance could be found where real-world expertise and also, of course, examinations, a right balance could be found where the children could actually also engage in other activities and also can get possibly some course credits. For example, entrepreneurship, again, going back to my favorite topic, could also be given course credits. Innovation could be given course credits. And a good, ideal combination of this along with exams, I think, is what is going to really create well-rounded individuals and well-rounded students coming out of Mahindra University, and eventually creating more enterprises and creating more jobs for other job seekers out there. I'm confident, sir, under your stewardship, Mahindra University will imbibe all the best qualities, which we see in evidence in all other verticals of the Mahindra Group. Mahindra and Tech Mahindra are two group combined companies that have a large footprint in our state. And we have always felt proud about the enormous contribution they have made in our state's growth and development. I'm sure that in days to come, Mahindra University will also be spoken in the same breath. I once again convey my heartfelt congratulations to Sri Anand Mahindra ji and to the rest of the senior leadership team who will be providing stewardship to this new university, not only on my behalf, but also on behalf of Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Education Minister, and the entire ecosystem in the state of Telangana. We welcome you with a red carpet and we look forward to working with you closely, sir. Thank you very much.
Next, we have Chitra Ramchandran, Special Chief Secretary, Education, Government of Telangana, and she has a few points.
The Government of Telangana has indeed taken a giant and historical stride into the future in the education sector. As all of us know, we are entering into now the era of private universities. And today is indeed a milestone. We are at a historical juncture when technology and content have merged, and the Telangana state are interested in leveraging this blend of technology and content as a great leveler of opportunities. This is our Honorable Chief Minister's vision and what the Minister for IT, Honorable Minister for IT, has been striving for. My greetings to the team. I have worked very closely with all of you indeed, and it's a pleasure and privilege for me to associate with the team, with this very highly motivated team, and I wish this endeavor great success. Namaste.
Last but not the least, we have Rohini Srivastava, National Technology Officer, Microsoft, India, and she has to say a lot about technology and where Microsoft is making a difference.
It's a pleasure to be here among all the distinguished guests assembled here, and absolutely delighted to hear about the university and see a few glimpses of it. Look, Microsoft, we are very much committed to AI for all in every way, and to reflect Mr. Vineet Nayyar's comments, in many ways, AI can be a way to bring inclusion, accessibility through language, multi-language access, and our commitment also to AI in education from tools on personalized learning that can improve education outcomes. Also, in terms of skilling for the digital economy, there are multiple things that we are doing, whether it is AI labs in universities or working with CBSE in terms of incorporating AI into school curriculum. I think, first of all, congratulations to Mahindra University for this launch. And we are happy to sponsor a contest for creative arts. Clearly, one thinks of AI as a technology, but the whole idea of AI for all also means that it is in fact very much applicable across disciplines, and creative arts is no exception. So the objective of this particular contest was to see high school students and harness their creativity, and multiple students have participated in this contest from across the country. They've worked continuously for 72 hours under mentoring of the university team, and their ideas were evaluated using criteria like novelty, impact on society, and entrepreneurial vision. Very interesting takes have come out, and I'm just delighted to see the creativity of students and the range of applications that they have used AI for. So delighted to award the runner-up of this contest for a team that thought about using AI for transforming old melodies for the new generation. I thought that was really a superb thought, and the emphasis was on generating current generation music using old instruments. So this was submitted by Bala Mahindra Verma, T. Anand Kumar, Rohit. This team has created idea for visually impaired, providing highly sustainable and cost-effective solutions compared to 3D printers, bringing ideas into real four-dimensional objects. It was proposed by a group of students from the St. Augustine Day School, Kolkata, and for the teams for participation. And please keep learning. There is just so much out there that you can do with AI. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the launch of Mahindra University. It's been a pleasure to hear all the speakers, and definitely we look forward to bigger things in the days to come. Thank you for watching.